So now that we know how to work with shapes and lines, and we know the basic design tool, I think it's time that we can start a mini project with Inkscape. So, what about the trash bin cap that we designed in order to help people recycle the right stuff in the right trash can? You can find more information about this project and see the final results in the Jobs of the Future page. But let's see now how we can design this. So I create a new file. One thing that I can do is to change my page size in order to have the size of the material that I'm going to use to produce this cap. So I'm going to File, Document Properties, and I can choose another size, another format for my page, which is not in the video section, but it's about paper. So maybe we will create this cap in cardboard. So I should choose a standard cardboard size. Could be like this, a B1 size, 70 per 100 centimeters. So now I have a bigger page. So how to design this object? I started measuring the size of an aluminium can and of some small plastic bottles, like the half-liter plastic bottles or soda bottles that you can commonly find in stores and vending machines. And I measured that 7 centimeters diameter should be enough for every bottle to enter, because aluminium cans are standard size, but plastic bottles sometimes they have some difference in shape, in contour, and so 7 centimeters should work fine. So I can start to design the circle, the inner circle where the cans and the bottles should be inserted. If I click Ctrl while dragging my circle, I will obtain a perfect circle, so not an ellipse, but a perfect circle. And here you can see that while I changed my document unit for this shape, the pixel unit came back. So what I have to do is to switch again to millimeters, and then I can enter here the size that I want. So this is about the radius, not the diameter. So if it's 7 centimeters diameter, I should write here 35, and also here 35. Now I have a circle. Since we are now ready for digital fabrication almost, I don't need any fill, and I think it's better also for you if I remove this fill in order to have a cleaner appearance. And I can also have some all red stroke. Then I measured with a meter my trash bin, the bin that I want to modify. The outer part of the bin measured 35 centimeters, so I'm going to design another circle. And this time I'm going to write 175 and 175. Then, as we learned, I'm going to arrange and align those two shapes, like align, vertical center and horizontal center. Then I can zoom to all the objects of my design. If you want to be sure about the size, now that we designed the circle, we can go to check it here with a ruler or with this information here. Once again, we have to switch to millimeters, and you see that we also have this information. I check also this one, while this one, it has those decimal point something. Why is that? Even if I wrote a precise number, what I see here is the stroke, is the thickness of the stroke that I choose to apply. Since we are going to design something quite big, we don't care about these little differences, and this is how Inkscape works. If I apply a thicker stroke to a path, it will influence the size of my object, but there's no need to correct it right away. Now I can group those two circles, and then I'm going to design some handles or something that I can move around the actual bin in order to fix this circle that it's gonna be made in cardboard and keep it in place. So I thought about designing some rectangular part that I'm going to fold a little bit in order to hold the position of the bin. So I can just design a rectangle, then copy it, Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste it, and then I can have two rectangles. And I'm going to align those between themselves. So move to center like this, not of the page but center of the selection. So align again. So what you can see now is that those two rectangles are in different position from the center of my circles. So how can I put them in the same position? There are several workarounds to do this. You can build the constructions lines, or you can set a numeric distance, but I will show you now one of the more simple way to do it, that it's also easy for what we saw before in this tutorial. So now I have my group, and I see that as I said before, the dimension of this is 35 centimeters. So I'm just going to design another circle, always clicking Ctrl, so it should be a real circle. And instead of working with radius, now I can change it after I design it. So here I can see the overall dimension of this, so this means the diameter. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller of the outside circle, so let's say 32 and 32 here. You see now that I wrote this dimension twice, but what happens if I click on this locker here? If this icon is locked, I can change just one dimension, for example 310, and you see that also the other dimension changed. So it means that the aspect ratio of the shape is always sure. So now that I have my circle, I'm going to change the stroke color just to see the difference from what I designed before. So this will be my construction line, and I'm going to align it to the center like this. So now that I have this circle that works as a construction line, I can simply select a rectangle and a circle, and then I'm going to align, selecting the biggest object, and then I can choose the right one. The same thing on the other side. I can delete my blue circle, and now I have my group, which I can ungroup, and then I can work to join these rectangles to the biggest circle. Select all of the shapes, and then I'm going to path and click union. Now you see I have this complex shape. What I can see now by looking at this shape is that those two rectangular parts are a little bit too long for my needs. So I can just use the measuring tool in order to check. And it's actually more than 16 centimeters, so yeah, it's too long for my needs. So what I can do now is using the edit nodes tool and click here and here until I select those two nodes. And then if I want to move it precisely, I can hold down on my keyboard Shift and then the arrow key. 1, 2, 3. And then I can do the same on the other part. Select the nodes, then hold down the Shift. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now I can verify with my measure tool. So now I want to create some crease here, some lines that will help me to fold a little bit this long part in order to put it better on my recycle bin. My idea is to draw a rectangle, no matter the height, but I can choose the other dimensions. So I can switch off the locker, and let's say that it should be 80 millimeters. And now I want another rectangle to be wide, maybe 85. 85 millimeters. So what I will do now is to select the two rectangles and then align them like this. And align them to the bigger object like this. So now I select one rectangle, my main shape, and I do path, cut path, and once again I select the rectangle, my main shape, on this side, and I do path, cut path. Let's zoom this part. This part is divided from the rest, and also this part, and then I have this small part here. So if now I click on my line tool and I move around here, you will see that I have some snaps. This is the end point of one path. So I click and then I click to the other, and I have one line. Enter, other anchor points, the other end point. So these are the lines that I will use to crease, to fold my object, and I will do the same on the other part. So I will create a rectangle 80 millimeters, another rectangle 85, select them all, align to the left, then select the main shape, align to the left. Now I can select them all once again. Path, cut path. Oops. You see now, so now I can select one and the main shape and do path, cut path. Then again, path, cut. Oops, something went wrong. So I select this and this. So this happened because now I don't have a whole object, but I have one and another one. They are not joined together as a single object. So what I can do is to copy this for the near future and then select this rectangle and this part and choose path and cut. Okay. Then I will paste my rectangle and put it in place once again. Just move it here and then select this and align it. Oops. You see now that I should select not the biggest object, because now the biggest object is the rectangle, but I should select smallest object. So, and I click on the rectangle, and now this lower part, and once again cut. So what we have now is the same thing that we had on the other side. So I click on the line tool, and I'm looking for the node here, here. Enter. Okay. Done. Great. So as I said at the beginning, this is just an idea. You can achieve the same results doing in different ways. This is just an idea for me to show you what you can do also with easy commands and easy shape tools, really basic